Hi guys, then we're back. Yeah, gonna talk a little bit about the HP Omens. It is a pre-built computer, and many don't want to buy a pre-built computer because there are always something with it. So I don't know all the computers. I'm not an expert, but I do know a little about the HP Omens. And yeah, I made a list of yeah, basically what I know so far um, about the downside about the HP Omen. So if you want to build in it, if you want to upgrade it, if you want to do stuff with your HP Omen, you should know about this, what's inside it, and so on. So the first one is yeah, they have a micro ATX motherboard. Now you have different sizes of motherboard. You have the ATX, that is the full size, the biggest one. That also have more ports for fans and so on in the computer and on the motherboard. The micro ATX is the second. It's in the middle. That is it's smaller than the ATX, but it's bigger than the ATA mini ATX. So it's actually not a bad motherboard, but yeah, you do lack a few like ports to plug in wires for fans and so on, and because of that, I couldn't get the lights on my my three fans. Another thing is also the PSU. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that. So yeah, that is the second, the non-modular PSU. In my HP Omen 30 liter that I bought, it's a great PSU. It's a Cooler Master, 750 watts, 80 plus platinum. So it's good for power saving. It's good for run it cool, because you know Cooler Master make quite good I would say PSUs, and also. Yeah, when you grade it like bronze, silver, gold, platinum, or titan, they need to follow that. So that is, it's not anything wrong with. So it is a very good power supply, but because it is a non-modular, you don't have any holes. Like if you have the power supply, the full modular would have holes to plug in the wires in. The semi-modular would have some cables coming out, but still a few holes to put in. But the non-modular don't have any holes. It's just the wires, boom, coming out like a massive, like a hair thing. It looked like. So that too is because the fans that I have now, I have one hub for the fans and one hub for RGB. So the fans, I do have one socket from the power supply, so the fans work. But the RGB hub also need a socket for power, and because I have a non-modular PSU, there isn't any extra power cables from the PSU to plug in the RGB lights. Now then I need to do one out of two things. I can either buy a cable splitter and split it up, and so I put like one cable into the power supply, right, like that, but that cable also have another one. That means I can plug in the RGB too. So that is one. I can have a cable splitter, one that split into two ends. The other thing I can do is I can buy a new hub. I can basically take away both hubs that I have, and I just put in one. Then I only have one power supply, but yeah, so that is the two options I have, and I will do something and get the lights working eventually, but when the time comes. The other thing with the HP Omen is they use, I don't mind, it doesn't have anything to say for me, but I see some on the internet, they're not happy with that. It is an OEM GPU. And that is good for many, and others don't like it that much. So these are the things why HP Omen can sell the pre-builds kind of cheaper than if you do it yourself. You buy parts and build it yourself. So yeah, and also if you look at the 25 and 30 liter, they go with 92 millimeter exhaust fans. They are quite small. So they do special things to cut the costs. Now the 25 and 30 liter also have pretty small, the cases on them are pretty small. I mean 25 liter is very small, 30 liter is quite small. So yeah, then I did a swap case. So I swapped from my HP Omen 30 liter to the Corsair 5000D airflow. And when we took out the motherboard, everything was fine. Put it in the Corsair case, but the screws didn't fit. They were too small because they are custom made for HP. So the HP Omen 25 and 30 liter, they are custom made, and it doesn't necessarily fit with a bigger case. So that basically cover that, yeah. And yeah, then you have number 7. I don't test. I really cannot prove it myself, but I will rely on other YouTubers that do test. And here we, yeah, Linus Tech, he did a test on a 45 liter, and he was amazed by it. He loved it until he tested a build computer that he built with the same specs, and then he saw a drop, like HP choking or they lock the power to about 85-88% or something like that, maybe 90%. I'm not exact sure, I don't remember exact, but something in that area. So 10-12% less power. That means if you have, like me, the Ryzen 7 3080 and so on, and if you buy a computer or computer parts and build one yourself with the same specs, that computer should be able to perform 10% ish better. So yeah, that about it. So I probably never gonna max out my computer. I don't use it that hard, so for me it doesn't matter. But if you want to buy a pre-built, this is things you should know about. Now the last thing is that when I bought my 25 and 30 liter, at least the BIOS was locked. I have seen on Reddit or HP pages, some said the BIOS now was open. I haven't tried it, so I'm really not sure. That's why I say BIOS is or was locked on the HP Omens. I'm not going to go hard out here and say it is, because maybe they did have changed that. I really haven't checked. But yeah, that's with the HP Omens. That is the downsides. That is the things you should know when you want to buy an HP Omen 25 liter, 30 liter, 40 liter or 45 liter. There are many others making computers. You have Dell making computers, you have MSI, you have Asus, you have Acer, you have Lenovo, and others. Yeah, they make pre-builts. There will be something with them, not necessarily exact same as with HP Omen, but there will be something with all of them because they are pre-builts. They have to cut the costs, and here we see why and how HP Omen have cut the costs, and they made some special fittings and so on to basically cut the costs so they can sell it to those kind of cheap prices compared to if you buy parts and build it yourself. That is the reason why pre-builds now cost less. So yeah, that is why. And I say if you use a computer for gaming at home for fun, you use it for streaming on YouTube, you use it for yeah, browsing internet and so on, a pre-built is absolutely good enough for you, more than enough. But if you are one that actually run really hard programs, really hard games, you gaming a lot, maybe on a team, or you try get on a team, try be professional, sit on Twitch and stream games for 10 hours a day ish, then maybe you should consider a buy parts and build it yourself. And if you are a guy that want to build and want to modify and stuff, there is nothing wrong with buying an HP Omen and have it for a while and know about this. So when you're gonna change, swap a case, change fans, change RAM and so on, you know that there are it's possible, but sometimes you need to basically change some stuff. You need to buy some extra screws. You need to buy a new PSU. You need to buy an extra hub to make it work, like I have to do. So for me, it's not a problem. One hub and I have fixed my problem. That said, that is the fans. But my RGB GPU bracket, there isn't any space on the motherboard to plug it in. So I don't get lights on that. Not that it kill me or anything for that. It would be nice to have, but that is simply because I have an ATX micro motherboard. If I had a full ATX motherboard, there would be ports. I would have lights on my GPU bracket. Simple as that. But this is the way HP save money, cut the costs, so they can actually offer you a great computer to a decent price. Now, if you look at it, they do run with Intel or AMD processors, so that is the same as everyone gets. They do have a PSU that is from Cooler Master. Cooler Master actually do very good PSUs, but you need them from about 650 watts and higher. If you have like 500, 600 watt, they are not that good as far as I've read. But if you have like 650 gold, 750 gold platinum, they are very good. OEM GPU, yeah, I mean a 3080 is a 3080. Simple as that. RTX 3080 is RTX 3080. Nothing wrong with it. I know some prefer not the OEM and so on, and I'm not gonna. I don't know too much about it to say this or that. What I can say very in general is that the two computers I have is yeah, I have one RTX 3080 and I have one RTX 3070 Ti, and they are both non-LHR. So they are open for mining, they are open for gaming, they are open for everything. Usually those graphic cards that is non-LHR cost a little more than the ones that are LHR, because you cannot use them on mining. So I would say you get good specs in the Omen. You also have the HyperX Fury RAM. So the HyperX Fury RAM is quite good, and on my 45 liter, the 40 and 45 liter, they came with a higher megahertz. So you actually get 3733 megahertz on that. And I think, now I'm gonna say I believe, I'm not sure, I will not say this hard or anything, because I'm really not sure, but I think that DDR4 have a maximum of 4000 megahertz, I think. So 3733 is pretty close to the max on DDR4, as if I understand it correctly. That means the RAM is quite solid and good as well. So I think I get a lot for my bucks buying HP Omens. And like I say, I know about this stuff, and I usually don't sit and play in BIOS. Really, I that's nothing I need to do in there. Full power on a RTX 3080 Ryzen 7 5800X, power supply 750 watts, 80 plus platinum, and 32 gigs of RAM, 3200 megahertz as I have in this one. I probably never going to be able to max it out. So that choking lock thing they have, it really doesn't have anything to say for me and my use, but maybe for some others. But it's nice to know about it. Screws in the motherboard was quite easy to fix. It just buy some new screws. That was a small, easy fix basically. So yeah, I am very happy with my HP Omens. I'm still very happy I bought them. I'm very happy I have them. They work perfectly, and yeah, that's it. So I'm not gonna do more today about that. But this is the negative sides about the HP Omens, and I think it's nice to know about it. But like I say, I wish some make a video like this about Lenovo, about Dell, about MSI, about Asus, about Acer, and so on, so that people can actually know what's in those pre-builds and what are like the negative sides or the limitations, because it will be different from every brand, but there will be something on absolutely everyone, because it is a pre-built and they do have to cut costs. So yeah, there will be something, and it would be nice to see on the other computers, other brands, what they have. But this is for the HP Omens at least. So yeah, please remember to subscribe, and please press like and follow my channel, because then I can do more. Maybe I can get a new computer and look at not only the HP Omens. Maybe I can look at some Acer or MSI or Asus or Dell or Lenovo or something in the future. So yeah, please remember to subscribe so I can do more. So yeah, okay, that's it for today. Thank you all and have a splendid day. Goodbye.